Alright, here we go. Here I got a...
There's a memo sent from this installation 11 days ago.
I have round roast. $18. First thing you gotta do is cut it along. Cut it with the grain. You always cut with the grain. Otherwise your stuff will be really hard to chew. Same as when you slice it. You use a meat slicer. I'm going to use a meat slicer. I'm not going to slice this all by hand, because that's a couple of really big chunks of meat. Total cost $19. It's going to be an awful lot of stuff. However, if you go out and you buy one of those bags of beef jerky, you're looking at about 10 pieces for $10, which is not a hell of a lot if you ask me, especially when you see how easy this is to make yourself. Okay, we'll put the meat to the side. This here is the thing we're going to use to dehydrate it. It's a dehydrator. Really cheap, $19 is all I paid for it. Put that to the side. We'll need that later. This is what we need right now. Stainless steel meat slicer. $19. Cheap, easy to use, can't beat it. And the only problem with these things is they come with really short cords. I don't know why. It's like a 1 foot long cord. Okay. Yeah, like I said, remember, cut it with the grain. A little bit of fat. Okay, a little bit of fat won't hurt, but the least amount of fat you can get, the better. Adjust your wood. Slice away. You want slices about that thin. Very nice and thin. Put your guard on. Doesn't make much sense making this stuff and then losing the finger. Okay, while I do this, I'm going to stop the video and pause it. Okay, so I've got it all sliced. It's all like this. See this? And the grain is running lengthways. So what you do is take the pieces, cut it into strips this way. The lengthways. See, one nice little... You don't want them too big, and you don't want them too thick. You want them like maximum 1/4 inch. You don't want any thicker than that. These will shrink up as they dry, so you don't want to make them too small either. So no less than 1 inch wide. So what we're going to do is just cut all these up here. Probably could use a sharper butcher knife, but I hate those serrated knives. They're a pain in the ass. I prefer a straight edge flat butcher knife. It's much nicer. Any fat that you see on the edge, cut it off. You don't want any fat. Keep the fat out of there. That's why you want a nice lean piece of meat. Very little fat, very little marbling. The drier you can get it with the less amount of fat, the longer it'll keep. This stuff will probably keep 6 months, if not more, depending on how lean it is. But if you have fat in it, even though the fat may taste kind of good when you actually do it, the fat will turn rancid, because you don't have to refrigerate this stuff. So nothing worse than getting a mouthful of rancid meat, believe me. Unless, you know, we're in the middle of the apocalypse and you happen to be a zombie, then I guess anything goes. There we go. Different sizes, different lengths. It'll just depend on, you know, how big of a piece you feel like chomping down on. You don't want them too small, and you want to get all these fatty bits off of here. Looks like someone stuck a piece of gum to it or something. Yeah, and make sure you always cut it lengthwise. Always along the grain. Make sure you know where the grain is. That's starting to be a big pile of meat. I'll show it to you in a second. Okay. I still got about 3 pounds of meat here, so I'm going to put this on hold while I finish the rest. Okay, got it all cut up. What we have here is one hellacious pile of meat. I'm telling you, there's a lot there. Okay, next, what we're going to add is we'll start off with Kikkoman teriyaki. I need some more light in here, I think. Yeah, a lot of good that did. Kikkoman, there we go. I don't know where the camera is. It's there somewhere. That's the stuff we're using there. And I use an entire bottle of it when I get it. Now, do not do it this way. I do it. I tell you not to do it. It's a case of do as I say, not as I do. One of those deals. But yeah, put the whole bottle in there. An entire bottle of soy sauce. That gives it the nice salty, rich taste. Yeah, what the hell? Here's the whole bottle. See what happens. Actually, I know what happens because I made it this way before. That was Kikkoman soy sauce too, by the way. Then a bottle of Lee & Perrins. Okay, don't get the no-name bullshit brand. Get the original Lee & Perrins. You'll thank me for it in the end, believe me. Okay, well, gotta shake the whole thing in here. Yeah, the no-name generic compliments brand just doesn't. It has an aftertaste I don't like. So I use the entire thing. Okay, come on, let's go. I'll lift up the camera here. I'm doing this on my tablet, so the tablet's kind of bouncing at a weird angle when I'm trying to do this. Probably could have used a little more of the teriyaki sauce, though, I think. But you need lots of liquid. Thing is, I reuse this liquid over and over. What I'll do is I'll make up a big batch like this, put my meat in the bag. Okay, this is liquid smoke. I haven't tried this before like this, but it's kind of like a case of using a smoker. And I'm thinking about half a bottle. Maybe. Let's see what it says here. One part of this to 2 parts. Okay, so I need a whole bottle. 1 part to 2 parts. And since I've got 3 parts of the other stuff, I'm going to need a whole bottle. Okay, all done. Okay, here's what we wind up with. Where the hell's the camera? Big thing of liquid. Sorry, I can't really see what I'm doing here because stupid tablet. Then what we do, take all the meat, put it in here, marinate it. What I usually do is I just put it in here at first, let it do its thing for a couple of minutes, and I get those really big Ziplocs. I get the refrigerator freezer ones. These big buggers, I do them. And then what I do is I take all the marinating meat, I put it in a Ziploc. As much as I can fit. Sometimes 1, sometimes 2. Usually I make a bigger batch than this. It's usually 2 big bags. Yeah, that's quite a bit. Then what I do is I pour the juice in on top of it. And this is the extra large freezer bag, by the way. This is the real big boy. Biggest one Glad makes. And what you want to do is you want to seal it up with no air in there, or as little air as possible. Because you want that meat to really marinate. You don't want any pieces sitting out in the air. There you go. See, that's totally sealed. Don't have to worry about nothing. And what you'll do after this, lay it on its side in the fridge. I leave it for a day, sometimes 2 days, 48 hours. Now this juice you're not going to reuse, okay? Because I used it all in one big batch here. Normally what I would do is I cut the juice in half, put half in a bag, half in a container, freeze the rest for the next time. But so you've got about, I don't know, let me see how much. See how much that was. I think that was like, yeah, that's 3 pounds. 3 pounds of jerky. Alright, so 3 pounds of jerky would cost you upwards of 40, 50, 60 bucks. I don't know, man, that's a lot of jerky. But all in all, it costs $18 for the meat, 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, and 20, $30 altogether for 3 pounds of good jerky. Next, all you got to do is I'll show you how to lay it out in the dehydrator, and then it will dehydrate for 12 hours. Rotate the shelves every 4 or 5 hours. You don't have to, but I do. If you do it, just leave it for 12 hours and don't rotate them. After 12 hours, rotate them, top to bottom. Once, leave it on for another 2 or 3 hours, you should be good. Okay, there we go. Put it in the fridge, and 48 hours, we'll finish it. Okay, that's it for now. Bye.